Hyri had made it. She had arrived at the Warlord Mountains, the very place where the Demon Lord and the hero's party had once fought. Even now, the battle against the Demon Kin raged on, day and night without end. The only place in the world that hadn't yet been touched by the influence of the Demon Kin was the royal capital, Hydrat, which lay beyond the mountains. The people of Hydrat were desperately hoping for the arrival of strong individuals like Kotarou. It was a relentless battle between warriors and demons. No matter how many fell on either side, they just kept fighting. If they could hold out a little longer, reinforcements were expected to arrive. The demons had set their sights on the priest. Just as they were about to attack the priest, their heads went flying. Someone had slashed them down. It turned out to be a busty cat. They were relieved to have been saved. It seemed that the busty cat girl was someone Hyri knew. It was Miria, one of the four great heroes, Miria Barbatos. She couldn't stand the stench of the demon kin. The demons were terrified. They knew they were done for. It was one of the four great heroes, the war god, Miria Barbatos. In a flash, she leapt forward and slashed off their heads. She suddenly caught a strange scent, a thick, overpowering smell she had never encountered before. It felt as though it clung to the very soul, the intense stench of blood. She rushed forward to strike down the demon kin, but as she swung, she realized too late that it was Hyri. She almost pierced her head with the sword, but was relieved when she saw it was just Hyri. Azras, one of the 10 demons, appeared, knowing that Hyri had fled to the Warlord Mountains, its ideal battlefield. It understood that they were no one to be underestimated. This was its chance, and it was determined to take it, planning to slaughter them if it could. Chapter 11 starts here. 2 long swords are pointed at Hyri. However, she's unfazed and greets her. It's been a while since they last met. Miria is shocked as to why is Hyri there. She saw she was carrying a child, a human baby, the one she smelled. Kotarou jumped on her head and pulled its ears. Miria was squirming as Kotarou tugged her ear. She was ticklish. She was baffled, wondering why Kotarou was on her head. Miria grabbed Kotarou, fury in her eyes, and threw him to the ground. Hyri was about to stop her, worried about Kotarou. But then something emerged from the ground, crushing it as it pierced through. It was a pile of bones, and both Miria and Hyri were left confused, unsure of what it was. And it seemed that this guy, Azras, was the one behind it. This place is a battlefield where war has raged for hundreds of years. Perfect for Azras, as he can control bones, and there are tens of thousands of corpses he can command. He used a spell. Tens of thousands. Evil brute. Necromancy. The spell was launched toward them, aimed directly at the 3 of them. Azras watched the scene unfold with evident enjoyment, finding it utterly satisfying. He reveled in the chaos as he controlled the foolish humans who stood there, forcing them to turn on one another. It was no longer a battle against an enemy, but a brutal clash among members of the same race, driven by his will. Miria slashed through them, her blade cutting cleanly. As she fought, she noticed something unsettling. The skeletons were of the same race as her. She was furious. The demonkin just kept doing the most infuriating things. In her rage, she wielded her fang sword, unleashing a powerful slash. The blade cut through the air with precision, slicing the wave in half with ease. Hyri was shocked. There seemed to be no end to them. Miria, however, kept slashing relentlessly, her focus unwavering. She knew all too well that a demon kin was controlling the endless onslaught. Her eyes widened in shock as Kotarou grabbed her hairtail, pulling her back. Kotarou grinned, clearly pleased as he tugged on her fluffy tail. Her eyes burned with fury as she threw Kotarou to the ground again. The demon saw an opportunity and decided to seize it. He activated his skill, Gatu, Hungry Blade, directing it toward Hyri and Miria from behind. The demon's bones were unlike any ordinary bones. Hardened over hundreds of years, they were capable of piercing anything. The attack came at them swiftly, but Miria quickly caught the scent of the demon nearby. She mocked him, calling him a coward, for using skeletons to find an opening for a sneak attack. The demon, unfazed, taunted them. He questioned why they were so angry, referring to them as the toys of the demon kin. He even admitted to enjoying the sight of humans killing each other. The demon continued, claiming that if the demon lord truly wanted to, he could have destroyed Hydrat in a single night. He was clearly amused, delighting in the thought. Miria attempted to counter the demon's bones, but her sword was swiftly cut in half, leaving her momentarily defenseless. A shadow suddenly appeared in front of Miria. It was Kotarou. He stood in a pose that resembled as if he is preparing to perform ninjutsu, his focus intense as he faced the threat head-on. Miria quickly realized that the presence in front of her was definitely Kotarou. The scent wasn't coming from Hyri. It was far more intense, unmistakably his. It was the smell of blood, but not just any blood. It clung to Kotarou, as though it was etched into his very soul. Kotarou's eyes burned with fury as he observed the demon controlling the corpses. He couldn't believe it. Such an act was nothing more than a mundane technique in his eyes. Kotarou made a swift sign with his hand, his fingers moving in a fluid, practiced motion. He invoked one of the most deadly techniques from the Fuuma's 12 forbidden arts, summoning from the underworld.